Hi, Dr. Angela here with Garden Talk for Equal Ground Community Gardens in Brantford. We're talking about carrots and beans. Why did I put carrots and beans in the same video? Oh, I'll tell you why. The reason is that beans are almost as high in carotenoids as carrots. Almost as high in carotenoids as carrots. That's a big deal. I'm going to talk about carotenoids. The carotenoid you're going to know the best is beta carotene. Beta carotene. And of course, we look at beta carotene, we look at carrots. Beans are right up there with carrots in terms of that. Now, carotenoids are pretty important for optimal functioning of a number of different body functions and organ functions. It just does a lot. It does a lot of functions for us. Carotenoids are fantastic. Now, beans, the best beans snap when you bend them. The kind of beans you're going to have growing in your community garden are going to differ. Some of them are softer and some of them are harder. For example, sugar snap peas really snap. String beans, not so much. But if you're finding that the string beans are not snapping as well, maybe 3 or 4 days after you pick them, it just means that they're getting a little bit on the old side and they're not going to taste quite as good. Some of the beans that I found in the community garden last year weren't all green. Some of them were purple, and they tasted great. So if you see a purple string bean, just make sure that it is a string bean and that whoever you're with is confirming that that is a string bean and it's safe to eat. And if you're interested in trying it, give it a try. Beans freeze decently well. They will lose their nutrients over about 6 months, and so bear that in mind. You want to steam them about 2 to 3 minutes before you freeze them. But the reason I'm talking about freezing with the beans, even though they're not like the most stellar freezer food, is that beans they grow really well. You might have bags and bags and bags of them, and they're full of nutrients, and they're great in soups, and they're great in casseroles. Those types of things. And you may not be able to put them in your salads after you freeze them, but you can do lots of other things with them, and they do add a lot of flavor. So don't be shy to do that. Now, carrots, one of my favorite superfoods. Love the carrots. I remember when I was young, my mother would say, "What are carrots good for?" And I would say, "For my eyes." And she'd say, "Yes, and you should eat them." And I would say, "No, I don't like them." Carrots have never been my personal favorite in terms of flavor, and I've had to really work at eating them over the years, but I think that knowing how important and fantastic carrots are on paper in the health realm, I think that's helped quite a bit, because really, on paper, carrots are like the thing. So I eat them, and I juice them, and I drink them. I'm better at drinking them than I am at eating them, but that's just me. I hope you enjoy your carrots. They are great with a little bit of honey. So don't be shy to boil them up and then throw them in the frying pan with a little bit of honey and a little bit of salt. Researchers in the Netherlands did a 10-year study, and they discovered that orange fruits and vegetables tend to be the most protective of the cardiovascular system. And what they also noted was that the deeper orange, the better. Raw carrots, bear in mind that if you have weak digestion, if you have something called diverticulosis or diverticulitis, sometimes the shredded carrots or even just chewing the raw carrots can actually cause quite a bit of pain, bloating, or cramping. So bear that in mind if you are eating them. Raw carrots are very, very healthy, but not necessarily in all states. You want to make sure that whatever you're eating feels good to you and that it makes sense that you're going to be eating that. And bearing in mind that when you're growing your carrots in your community gardens, you might be getting seeds that are not just orange carrots. I've noticed some seeds that were available to us this year, and there were purple carrots, and they were red carrots, and white carrots, and all sorts of different colors. So if you get a carrot that's the green leaf that comes up and you're like, oh yeah, that's definitely a carrot that's growing, and you pull it out, it's a different color. It may not be bad. It may just be one of the really cool carrots. Give them a try. Enjoy.